Should be in a few seconds. Wait. LinkedIn. I need to figure out LinkedIn as well. But YouTube should be good now. I can see it. And manage streams. Prepare to go live. Okay. What the hell, man? Pick a region. Okay, what was it? Northeast?
US Northeast.
Okay. Stream URL. It gave me new stream URL, so I have to do it again. I don't know. Go live on LinkedIn is like grayed out, so I'm not sure what to do. I wish Johan was here.
Yeah, actually, LinkedIn is. I remember debugging that with Johan, and he was just clicking everywhere, refreshing, and then it somehow worked. LinkedIn's just so bad.
Yeah, I'm not sure. YouTube was so easy.
YouTube just works. TM.
Yeah. Should we maybe just keep it on YouTube then? Like, I'm not sure. It just wants me to pick the region again and will give me another URL. I'll try it one more time. Hey, can I change the links when I'm streaming already? Like when I'm live on YouTube, can I be changing LinkedIn?
No, it's not possible.
No, so that's why it's not working probably. So let's just keep it on YouTube then. If people write on LinkedIn, I will just redirect them here to YouTube.
Yeah, you can just send them a comment.
Sorry?
Yeah, you can just send them a comment.
Yeah.
The link.
I forgot my coffee in the car. Fuck.
You keep forgetting stuff.
Yeah. But I managed to find a nice place right next to the office.
Nice. All right, let's do it. So welcome everybody. Not sure how many people is that.
Hey guys.
But yeah, we're going live on YouTube. I didn't manage to get LinkedIn working. This is my first time doing this shit, so bear with me. And yeah, Johan is not joining us today because he has something more important going on, apparently, like something more important than this amazing stream. You can see the angry emoji. It's really important. So yeah, maybe you guys can share like how was your week, working wise, personal stuff wise, just briefly, and we can get into the first topic if you want to go.
Yeah, it was actually from my side at least. It was pretty great because like we got like a first version of the editor running in the testing environment we have. So it was a good productive week, you know. I think we are going to talk about it more like later in the stream, so I will not expand too much. I will leave it for later, but from my side, it was good.
What about you, Marek?
Yeah, it was a good week. A lot of work, but like as Predak said, like yesterday when we connected the API and the front end. It was quite interesting to see the MVP working.
Nice. All right. I'm glad. My week was a lot of editing. I was doing a lot of like micro content because usually want to do it like in a batch. So I did a lot of videos in one day. And yeah, we're gonna be focusing on growth again because it's been kind of slow. And surely we want to launch the editor on Product Hunt next week, so that should help. So yeah, that was my week. It wasn't anything special. So yeah, let's go for the first topic then. The editor. We already mentioned that it's almost ready. Can you guys share how that happened and what's gonna be in the MVP? And yeah, this is important for me because I'm gonna use the shit out of it.
Like, should we do a demo using
Yeah, sure. You
Snapchat?
can share the screen.
Maybe I can do that.
You cannot switch the layouts though, can you? I will have to do it for you.
No, I cannot switch the layout.
I'll just switch for the one which looks the best.
This is it actually.
Oh.
Awesome. This is actually working. Like it's not no longer just a mock or something. Like it's actually connected to a server and to the backend. You know.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Like this screen doesn't look that interesting, but like
It was a lot of work.
all your broadcasts, and after you finish your broadcast, the streaming, you have to wait like a little bit because we are transcripting everything. And as soon as it's ready, you can click this magic button, edit, and it will take you right into the editor. As you can see, there's like a green picture instead of like a thumbnail. This is something I have to finish today. But the magic actually works.
Wow, you guys look beautiful.
I'm interested in like the state of the backend. If you can.
Yeah, I can send you. I mean, this is just magic, like we have worked on this with Predrag like separately, and when we connected it together tomorrow and it just started working, it actually like this. It's crazy.
Yeah, this test run is actually like from yesterday when Marek was like at my flat and we at night we were basically finishing the API, so and the connection.
Yeah, we were actually in the same room, so the transcript is not perfect because we were speaking into each other's microphone, but it's still pretty good. And you can see, like, you can click on any word, it will take you to the timestamp in the video, and you can do it the other way. You can just move the timeline, and it highlights the right word. This is magic. It's so beautiful. And you can also select some part of the text. You can cut it out, so you can see it here that it's deleted. You can actually delete over some deleted action. That also works. You can take it back. This is perfect. And yeah, that's it. Actually, what we have to finish today is exporting of the section and exporting of the whole video. So actually right now it's not like useful at all, but as soon as we have these two features, it's like almost done. You can also export subtitles, txt file.
I mean, the cutting already is useful, isn't it? Like,
yeah, you can cut, but you cannot export right now. So
yeah, so it's like half. So it's not like useless. It's just like half useful right now. Half the job.
Yeah, but you can actually cut it, but you cannot export it. So like.
Okay, so it doesn't do anything for now.
Basically.
But this should work today. So
nice. I love it. I love how it goes with how it highlights the word like live when you play the video. Let's jump to word for word.
Yeah, that's super good job, Predrag. It's magic.
It looks cool. And actually, we were joking about it, Mark. Actually, the architecture is probably simpler than the standard video editor.
Yeah.
It was like it looks complex, but it actually like it was not that hard to make like with modern technology. It's kind of cool.
You got comments. Saba, hello. He's asking when will export work, so we kind of said it, right?
Yeah, it will be. I think today, maybe tomorrow, maybe on Monday, we should have hopefully everything ready.
Yeah,
Like with
we want to
debugging.
launch it next week. So hopefully on Monday
Yeah,
it should be live on Monday. You think?
it should be on staging, but we will not launch it into production till Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Wednesday is the day.
Okay, so probably like Thursday product hunt or maybe something like that. We'll see. Maybe we want to test it first.
Yeah, we for sure want to test it, but we should launch uh, on the last or the first day of the next month. It's just
Mm-hmm.
this is the deadline.
All right, and also one more question: will there be edit mode for when the transcripts are wrong?
Yeah, we have the plan for that feature. It's actually we kind of have it written in a way where this is very easy to do, but we will not have it for MVP. But it's in the roadmap, and it's not a complex feature. So I think it can be done quite soon. So this is something that we definitely want to do, especially like with our English, So like the transcripts can often be quite wrong, so it's a good feature to have.
Yeah,
Yeah, you don't have to tell me, Pretty. I'm looking through all the transcripts from the stream, and your name it's always different,
Yeah.
man. I swear to God, your name is always different.
yeah, but actually, like our transcript provider has a feature where you can train it to distinguish some like special words, which are not recognized correctly. So
Hmm?
that's
It's
one
really
of
cool.
the possible solutions. Actually, like Johan told me, like we are getting a lot of comments that uh, our transcript is the most accurate one on the market.
Hmm.
We have quite a good transcript provider, but when your English is not perfect, you have some like accent, like we do. It's not always correct.
Yeah, but what I noticed is we had many people from Scotland like coming in. Like I was hoping this would be the solution that would like correct my accent, and it was like, no, it's still shitty. And I read when I was reading discussions about like different tools with transcript, it's always like people with Scottish accent that are struggling. Like it doesn't, there's no tool
Doesn't
for
work for
them
them.
on the market so far.
Yeah, but to be fair, like the Scottish English from even for me, it's kind of hard to understand. So I
Yeah,
can understand like the computer not doing it quite well.
yeah, it's kind of hard. I understand as well. So yeah, the MVP then it will have the export, it will have the cutting, and yeah, that's like pretty much it, right? It sounds like doesn't sound like that much stuff, but what are like
Most
the
important features.
yeah, what would be like the possibilities for the repurposing? Like you want to do clips, you want to do images, is there like something else we can do? Eventually, I mean.
Maybe you could export just audio. I don't know.
Hmm. Yeah, we actually talked about it as well. So like an audiogram.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I was just thinking, like, it's not a real question. It's maybe something we can think about one day, but maybe something like super original, like not just audio, not just image, not just video, but maybe like there's something else that would be awesome. But yeah, that probably needs like another brainstorming session.
Yeah, like there's so many possibilities we can
Hmm.
we can implement a lot of features like into this product.
Apparently, Marek, you're supposed to speak louder. People cannot hear you. It's okay on my side, but maybe on the stream.
Uh-huh. Okay, maybe I will put my MacBook next to me.
Yeah, I think it's better now. Hey Alex, hey Saba, hello everyone. Feel free to ask questions, it will help me massively because I was kind of put on a spot by Johan here, so I'm doing my best. But it's okay. Should we move on to the next topic, or do we have something like we want to share about editor as well?
I'm actually thinking, yeah, this is pretty much it. I think we can showcase the final version, and we showed it many times actually. This editor in the stream, so we don't need to go over it again. There is just a few other changes that you will guys see when the final product is released. Like we have redone the pricing page to actually, because before in the dashboard you could actually not see the benefits or even the live studio existing in the pricing page. Now this is done too, and also maybe you saw a glimpse of it, but we also edited like the dashboard page and the navigation
Mm-hmm.
for mainly to emphasize the live studio and not really de-emphasize, but I would say, yeah, maybe a little bit de-emphasize the local studio. So basically, because you can do everything with live studio, so we decided to give it a priority in the dashboard. So these are the few edits that will be visible.
I actually shared a screenshot from Figma when Johan was designing the new dashboard, so some people saw it already. And yeah, it's a bit confusing as of now. Like we have so much stuff going on. I think like that's part of pivoting for sure. If it would be easier if we just like got rid of local studio, and it like if we wouldn't keep it at all, it would be easier. It wouldn't be so confusing for people. But we are keeping it, and we are also adding more stuff. So we have to figure out like how to make it clear for the users and for everyone. So that's
especially like when once you get to landing page, you kind of have to it's harder to understand like what Welter does. So this is also what Johan is working on. Maybe we can actually show you in the first landing page of that first draft. It would be cool, not later.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Johan was kind of like careful about showing stuff. I know this. like
yeah, but he's not here right now, so that's his price he has to pay for not being on the stream. We will show his incomplete stuff and let people laugh at it.
Yeah, maybe we can do it after. Yeah, Saba is asking, are you going to work on templates for live and also chat? It's like a chat on a screen, or
I think the chat, like you do unified chat, basically.
Oh yeah, that's something we really want.
Actually, it really depends. Like I think for sure these features are must have in the future, but there are some very interesting things going to happen in the next few months. So maybe we are not going to develop the new features for like 2 months, maybe.
Yeah, basically, I think what Marek is getting is that we will probably soon need to scale the Welder infrastructure quite a bit. And currently, like I would say, we are ready for the user count we have right now, and like for quite a bit more users. But we are not really ready if we wanted to scale, let's say 10 or 20 times, like in terms of server infrastructure and performance and everything. So we may need to make some edits after we release the MVP. We may need some time to actually work on the infrastructure and get it ready to be able to be used by at least like 3,000 to 4,000 users or something like that. It depends, like on much higher user count than right now. So after that, we'll probably work on comments and templates. But before that, I think we will have to do this.
Awesome. Okay. Yeah, templates I think are really good. Like right now, the way I was preparing this stream, it's super easy once you have the design done, but I actually had to design it. Like having templates in the tool would be so much easier for me. Like it again kind of defies the point of having super simple tool when you have to like design all the assets yourself. But I think it's obvious that it's just done like a super raw version so far. So I had to do this myself, but having templates would be awesome.
Templates are going to be a super powerful feature.
Yeah. All right, so we can probably move on to the next topic. I'll just find it. So what's next for Live Studio? We kind of touched it, but what's next for Live Studio after the editor goes live? So probably feature-wise, how do we want to improve streaming? So we already talked about the unified chat, right? We talked about templates. My favorite feature would be to highlight the comments, and I think we just want to go like not all in, but we want to make the interactivity as good as possible because we believe like that's where the fun is when it comes to streaming. So how do you guys think, like order-wise, we're gonna do it? Like what's the next priority for Live Studio?
I think what you said is like exactly what we are going to do, but like from the tech side, there will be a lot more like nuanced stuff we have to do before that. So like Marek, I touched on scale, but also Marek has some stuff he wanted to do on the streaming front end to basically make it more reliable. Maybe he can tell a bit more about it. But once we release the MVP, it's great, it's working, but I think we will want to fix a lot of stuff that genuinely like breaks the experience, like in some specific edge cases, like so for example, if you record really really long streams, like 2 hours, there in some specific case there may be a problem with the uploading. So we may want to fix these issues and just help with scaling. It will not take that much time, but it will definitely it will come, I think, before major features are developed.
Yeah, this is something we really have to do. And actually, what I was thinking, like maybe today when I saw you, Alex, like setting everything up and like see how like it's not so obvious if it works or it doesn't work. Maybe we should also go through like the user experience of actually setting the stream and making this as simple and as reliable as possible, because like this is something everybody has to do, and most of the people are not so tech savvy, so they know like how it all works on the server and the links, and if you can restart the streaming or cannot. So I think we should take care of all of these issues also, maybe even before adding some features. I don't know, like it depends. We have to prioritize.
Yeah, I was like, if you just talked individually about Live Studio, like what features we have in mind, like wasn't like real asking for a specific timeline, but yeah, what you said is right. Like we need to work on this stuff as well. Like I just tried it myself, and it wasn't hard. Like it was my biggest issue was, I think, more with LinkedIn than with this tool. But yeah, there is still some stuff like UX UI wise that needs explaining and improving. But this will always be the case, I think.
Yeah, thankfully for Live Studio, I think the features is quite clear. Like I think we all agree on basically comments and view count, which is like probably the most important, and then also some form of templates. We don't have a clear vision of how the templates should actually work exactly, but at least like some form of templates. It can be done with many different ways. It can be like really quite exhaustive, where you can actually like move objects around the screen, or it can be just a selector where we have predefined templates. We still don't have a clear answer how to do it, but we will definitely want to do it as soon as possible. So I would say these 2 features, and then probably some smaller ones. Like the question we got today is that if we will have like an ability to edit a word in the editor, and this is something that is actually quite simple. It would take like a few days, and we could do, or even like maybe 1 day. Even. It's not a complex feature, So some small features like that, and for the big features, I would definitely say, at least for my side, comments and templates.
And why would you say the viewer count is important? Like, how would it even work? It would just be on the screen, and it would like count all the platforms together?
Yeah, basically that's the idea.
Why I don't see that like on streams? I was wondering when you mentioned it the other day.
Well, I think this is only just for the host, like or for the guest even, so that people can see like how many people are watching the stream if it's active. And it's also not a bad idea, because then you don't have to have all the streams open and see if they are working and stuff like that. I think it will help with many things. It's probably not the biggest priority. I think probably maybe templates or comments would be probably a bit higher, but I still think it's quite useful, because it will help you first of all with reliability. You will always see that all the platforms are working, and also it's kind of just good to see like how many viewers you have in total. It's not a bad, because like then you have to count. If you have like 5 platforms streaming, you have to count all of them, which is kind of annoying if you have to have like 5 tabs open.
I think that the general idea should be that you just use Welder for the streaming. You don't have to open LinkedIn and YouTube and check all the time, like how many people are there, is someone commenting, is it working. We should give you all the information you need to be confident that your stream is working as it should.
That makes sense. Like for me right now, it's switching between a lot of tabs, especially if I only have like 1 monitor. So yeah, like eventually having everything in Welder, as you said, would be super nice. And would there be like a possibility from technical point of view to like display the universal chat on the screen, like on the stream?
Yeah, definitely. We call this, like, we actually talked about it with Johan, where we basically want to enable 2 different features. The first one would be the comment highlighting, which is what you just said, where basically you can just highlight the comment, and obviously based on your template or your design, it will change the design of the comment. It will kind of fit the design. And the second important feature is that is also like very much used in almost all streams, is comments, but that include the payment, which is which is surprising. Like for the user, it may seem similar, but actually from the technical side, it's completely different. You know, the APIs are different, everything is different. Like it's so we want to enable both of these features. We want to enable comment highlighting, but also highlighting of the payment or like one-time payment that usually people do, because this is probably even more used than the comment highlighting in general.
Wait, do you mean like donations or?
Yeah, donations basically.
Yeah.
Donations.
On Twitch, I think like they call it alerts, and like Twitch streamers actually don't even highlight the comments.
Yeah,
Like
they just
I don't see it there. Like they usually have a scene where they're like the whole chat is displayed, and they have like ton of alerts, like latest subscriber, latest donator, latest follower if they're like a smaller streamer. Because like bigger streamers would have the alert all the time for new followers, so it would be annoying. But yeah, they have like a lot of alerts and a lot of ways to like show off the viewers on the screen, which like makes it super interactive. I think like that's really the key for having a good stream. But it's also something you really only feel if you have like a number of viewers.
Yeah.
So for us right now, if we have like just a handful of people watching, it's
There
more.
are donations.
We don't have.
So please,
we don't
guys,
have,
smash that like button and donate $10.
even if we had an alert for everything, we probably like wouldn't get any. And for us, the point is that we like talk about stuff like authentically, like live, which is usually different than pre-recording it, and then you can like turn it into clips and stuff, and like keep it alive and keep it on other platforms as well. So yeah, I think like, but even having like interactive stream and then turning it into fun clips could be nice. Like there could be some interactive element that's like worth turning into clip, but that's way down the road so far. But I think there's a lot of potential. Okay, I think we can move on to the next topic. Are there any questions? I have to switch the tab, man. I want to have it in one.
That's why it's important feature.
Yeah.
We actually feel the pain of our users. So don't worry, we are working on everything.
All right, this is interesting for me, and I'm probably not gonna do much talking here. So this is something that Predrag mentioned. Marek, it was Marek. Sorry, he mentioned it on one of the first Friday streams. He said that you guys pretty much had to like research streaming from scratch and like come up with solution how to do it and stuff like that. So I'm really interested in like hearing how did you guys even figure it out, and how did you like deliver this so freaking fast? Because I think it's really crazy. Like you guys are like the most important part, and you are always like behind the scenes. I would love to hear like how did you manage this?
Yeah, actually, in the beginning, our like proposed solution was to use FFmpeg on the server and to somehow create a scene out of all the incoming streams and use just FFmpeg to stream everything. This was, I think, the most obvious way to do it. But luckily, we got more into depth into this and came up with a solution where we would use Google Chrome virtually on the server. It will join the call as like a ghost
Fake participant, basically.
Yeah, and it will render the screen, and we will just stream from there to FFmpeg and from FFmpeg to all the platforms. And actually, like in the beginning, we were quite unsure if this is going to work, but we were like, it will bring us so much opportunities and it will save so much time that like we have to figure out. And actually, it took longer than we expected, but it worked. So we were both, I think, smart and lucky at the same time. But it was a lot of work.
Yeah, but I mean, how much time did it take you? Like it wasn't like even 2 months, right?
It was
like crazy fast.
Like 2 months. It should have been 1 month.
I mean, technically, it was actually kind of funny, right? Because like it was 1 month, but then we spent like the last 3 weeks trying to debug. Honestly, this was mainly like Mark fighting with FFBG, where basically this is, I think, what he meant when he said like that we have never done streaming before, like because there was a lot of issue with audio and video processing that you just don't know if you are not in the industry, you know. So he just had to spend a lot of time just learning about how does the syncing of the audio and video work and stuff like that, which is which is honestly like the knowledge we never wanted to know, but we now know. So I guess it's great, but but
Yeah,
it was a lot of
it's
pain.
kind of low level stuff that like you really don't want to care about, but sometimes you have to. So you have to go really deep. And for example, I read almost like a whole FFmpeg documentation, which is like, I know it's so fucking long, and I had to figure out everything. But actually, like with Johan, after we released the streaming, we went through some our competitors, and I would say I think like I'm 90% sure they are doing it the same way because
Mhm.
they probably came to the same conclusion as us. This is like the best way to do it. But in the beginning, we were like, is this even going to work? Is it even possible to do it this way?
And
Because
where
I
do you
would say
go
like
for? Sorry.
maybe five companies in the whole business are doing it this way. It's kind of complicated, but it's worth it. Actually, Twilio came up with their streaming like 2 weeks ago, and they are also doing it the way we do it.
Hmm. So where do you like get all this information?
Actually, in Twilio, it's in the documentation. They actually tell it there right away. And in the case of our competitors, we did a lot of, not a lot of, but some kind of testing to distinguish. It is some kind of custom render or FFmpeg on or Chrome, and it really looks like it's Chrome.
Hmm. So is would you say like the part of researching all this and coming up with the solutions, uh, would you include like testing other tools? Would you like try
We
Restream
actually
and
didn't do that
StreamYard?
in the beginning
Yeah, you
because there
did,
was
or
no
you did
time.
you didn't?
No, no, we did it afterwards.
Hmm. And you just like confirmed that they're probably doing like the same shit.
Yeah, actually, I think we have confirmed that this is the right way to do it.
Hmm. Yeah, it
But
looks
yeah,
okay.
but before that, I mean, really, like when we talked about it, Mark, the reason we didn't do any research is because we just didn't saw any other option making sense, basically, you
Yeah.
know. So we just had to bet on this one, and it didn't really matter. Like if the other option will be to create some custom layout engine, you know, FFPG, something like that, we will probably just not do live streaming.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
it was either like this or nothing else, basically.
It
Hmm.
would be different if we were like a funded company with like 20 developers and like a longer timeline for the feature. We could maybe implement some kind of custom rendering engine, but for us, this was the only possible solution which made sense. Or maybe the other way would be to use FMPG just on its own, but it would give us very limited possibilities of
Hmm.
the stream customization and new features. For example, comments would be like super hard to implement, maybe impossible.
Hmm. And the option you said it would take like a lot of time and you would like have to be funded or have like a longer timeline. Would it like be that much better? Would it be even a difference?
Actually, when you look at Twilio, which is exactly this kind of company, they are actually like a public, a public company after IPO. So they have a lot of resources, and they actually went for the same solution as us. So this really confirms that
Hmm.
even if you had all the resources to implement custom render, it wouldn't make sense probably.
Yeah. Wasn't this kind of happening with the double ender like legacy local solution as well? Like when you guys were doing it, you were kind of just finding out that tools like Riverside, StreamYard, Riverside, what is it, Zencaster, and tools like that were doing it like the similar way.
Actually, when we started implementing, when we started Welder, actually like
Hmm.
over a year ago, I think Riverside was the only tool on the market which had this feature,
Hmm.
and we didn't even knew about them back then. We only knew about Squadcast, I think, and they maybe still don't have this feature.
I think they do. I think they all have
Maybe.
it. Like they had some beta, but
Uh-huh.
I think at the time they had only like audio,
Yeah,
locally
back
recorded.
then they had like some comments, maybe somewhere on LinkedIn we found it, or that they are working on the feature,
Hmm.
but we didn't really know how they are going to implement that. So, but it was more straightforward in the case
Hmm.
of the local recording. There was just no other way how to do that.
Yeah, I think nowadays we have it. Riverside has it. Zencaster, Squadcast, like all the bigger names, and there are probably other solutions as well. And I think like StreamYard doesn't have video, but they have like the streaming solution, and they also have like separate
Local
audio tracks, local audio. Yeah. Just like it's gonna become even more confusing for us when we eventually want to like do a hybrid of local and the whole Welder Studio. I'm not sure if it's even going to happen, but it's gonna be even more confusing. I think we're gonna have to like redesign everything again, maybe.
Yeah, I think in the end it could make a lot of sense because like actually our users like they don't really care, like is it local recorded or not. It's just separate high quality audio tracks. It can be feature of the Welder Studio and
yep. All right. So yeah, that was super interesting to me. I'm not disappointed at all. We can move on to the next topic. We are not getting questions. That sucks.
At least you have a micro content you can cut.
Yeah, that's true, man. Just listening to this, I'm always like, this is gonna be so much micro. Yeah, but I'm still sorry.
Loud.
You like it?
Actually, when we are just 3 on the stream, I think this loud is pretty nice.
It works good with 3 people. Way better than the other one. And I like to kind of, from time to time, to switch to the dominant speaker. Like I feel like I'm some kind of director or something.
You are actually.
Yeah. Okay, we can move on. Wait, it's the last topic. This is flying really fast. Wait, it's already 40 minutes. Okay, that's fine. So this is what I'm interested about. Is the difference in reliability between local and live studio. So between like the double-ender local recording solution and between what we are using like right now between live studio.
Yeah, I think I can maybe tell a bit more about that because like it's like like the most issues that people have with double-ender recording, I would say, is on the client, and that's why I'm working on. So I can maybe like expand on that. The difference is actually quite huge in reliability, I would say. It's not like double-ender recording does not work. We have it, like other competitors have it. People use it, so it's fine. But if we, usually like how you measure reliability is in 99%, or 99.999% usually. So it's not like it's always broken or half of the time broken. But I would definitely say that reliability of live studio would be at least like 2 to 3 times, or maybe even more times higher. And the main point that helps with that is that we just have more control, and there is just plain less stuff that can go wrong basically with when you are recording on the server with live studio. So what happens if you are using some double-ender solution like Welder or basically any other is that you have to record your files locally on the user computer, and there is usually a lot of issues that happen with that. You can run out of space, you don't have any more CPU power to encode the video, the user suddenly will close the tab, and the file will not upload. So there is like a million different stuff that can go wrong, and you can put like guards around them. So basically you can prevent the user from closing the tab too quickly, but he can still close it if he's fast enough. So it will not solve the problem completely. So what we have done with our solution, and it's actually working quite fine right now. It's not like it's completely unreliable, but it's usually working for 99% of the use cases. But there is still a lot of edge cases that can happen where something goes wrong and it's just basically impossible to fix.
Yeah, it's actually quite hard to debug because like you cannot reproduce the bug, and that's the worst.
Yeah, that's also because like the bug happened on the user computer, and the video is already lost. The user usually the guest will never come back. So you basically kind of have like no idea about how to reproduce it again, and you don't even have like idea like what kind of computer he used. What was his setup. Then there is stuff like different Chrome versions, different browser versions, and each of them will work quite a bit different actually with how they record videos and the quality, and the failure cases will be different. So you have to take all of this stuff into account, or you can just use live studio, where basically we always have one server running in one data center with known code, a known operating system version, and everything is controlled. So we always know if something goes wrong, we can just very easily reproduce it, or at least get better metrics and get a better general idea of what is wrong. I think if you are not a developer, it's kind of always hard to understand how developers always want everything to be like consistent and the same, you know. But this is usually what you see with like bug reports for games and stuff like that. This is why people want their operating system versions and stuff like that, because it's actually quite important when you are working with, I would say, some more lower level stuff like media processing, basically, where a lot of CPU power is needed, a lot of the system APIs are needed and stuff like that, and a lot of stuff can go wrong. So it's always the best to just have one version of everything that you know and know to work with and know how to debug, you know. And that's what we get with Live Studio, and this is why we can make it much more reliable than the Bandit. Basically, you don't have to depend on user computers being in exactly the state you need them to be in order for everything to work. We can just guarantee that on the server, basically. So that's the idea.
Yeah, I noticed that with local recordings that it's really hard to sometimes even help like the people, because it's always so different. Like as you said, they always have like a different computer, a different setup. Like when someone tells me their sound and video is not in sync, like I always feel like it can be so many like reasons for this. Yeah, I'm looking forward even because I'm doing the support. I'm looking forward to having like even more reliable solution. Like it's not bad right now. Like
no, it's not bad. It's actually working most of the time. It's just that when
yeah.
some issue happens, like for example with the associated with desynced audio, where audio and video is not in sync, it's really hard to figure out if it's because the camera connected to user computer and the microphone are not in sync, or there is something wrong with the computer, or there is something wrong with the browser, or it's the older browser version. Like there can be like a literal like 100 different reasons why the audio and video is desynced, and it's really hard to figure it out. And this is something that we can do, I would say, much more easily with Live Studio, where we actually control like how the video is encoded and what CPU we are using on the server and stuff like that.
And I mean, like one problem people might have is that like the difference in quality would be noticeable, and it's not even like that bad, right?
No, not really. Like if we are using quite high bandwidth for the call itself, and also what we figured out with Welder, even the most people doing the podcast, if their guest will not usually have a DSLR camera. So I would say like the double ender will be better if you are using DSLR, you know, or some really like high quality camera. It will be better, but what we figured is that most of the guests will not have this setup anyway. They will not even use like their phone as a webcam. They will just use their MacBook or laptop webcam basically. And in that condition, there is literal. I mean, there is like 2% difference basically between server side recording and local recording. I would say like the most people would not even notice. And this gets worse as your camera gets better, but at the same time, like as the cameras, for example, in MacBooks get better, like the internet speed is also usually quite a bit better. So we can use a higher bandwidth in a call and get a better quality that way.
And will there be like there will probably be like a threshold for the bandwidth, right? Like some number at the top that you cannot go, like you cannot cross. But will it be dynamic by any means, like the bandwidth?
Yeah, but bandwidth is already dynamic based on your internet, but we have like a max value. You know.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
We have a max value for that.
And that is right now. It's how much?
It's. I mean, it's kind of hard to. It's not like a one number. Like each user has its own number, but I would say like for each user, we currently reserve around 4 megabits of bandwidth. You know, that you can use.
Yeah, if you even look at the live stream right now, the quality is all right. And when you then look at the micro we are doing, like which is done from the actual recording that you download, the quality still looks really good. Like I remember doing micros from the locally recorded files, and I have the same setup, and yeah, I think everybody has the same setup still since then, and it doesn't look like any worse. It's not even noticeable. So I think that puts away one big issue with like having to sacrifice quality, which I don't think even is the case. Really, you're not sacrificing quality that much.
A little bit of quality.
Just a little bit of quality for a way better reliability and like way better tool overall with more possibilities. And in most cases, you are not even like sacrificing quality at all when like the setup is not good or the internet is good enough.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
So this is really good. Okay, so this is all the topics. I actually had one more thing that I wanted to do, which was just wanted to remind everyone that we are hiring. I don't have an overlay for that. But if someone wants to like take over and just remind everyone that we are hiring, that would be awesome. Maybe Marek, if you want to do it again. I know you did it already before.
Yeah, we are actually hiring for 2 roles. Maybe I can describe the first role and Brenda can describe the other one. The first one is senior backend developer who has experience with Python and Django. And it's actually going to be one of our 2 first technical hires. So I think there's a lot of stuff the developer can work on, and it can be a lot of fun. Actually, we are not developing some kind of stupid crude app. We are actually doing live streaming and video and audio, and everything is like super interesting. So let us know if you are a developer yourself who may be good fit for this role, or you know someone. That would be awesome.
Yeah, I think there's also like some promise of a gift for someone who can recommend us someone good. I think Johan wasn't really having a positive face when you said MacBook last time. So maybe it went down from MacBook to something less cool. But there is something. It's probably like a chocolate or something by now.
I think if we are going to hire the person and he's going to be good, or her, for sure we should give at least a MacBook as a gift to the person who recommended.
Sounds good.
Yep,
And what about the second role?
Yep, we are also looking for a senior front-end developer, which it's kind of similar description to what Mark said. It's just different technologies, So we are looking for somebody who's really skilled with React, definitely TypeScript, and has also quite a bit of experience with some state management frameworks like Mobex State Tree, and React hooks or something like that. The interesting thing about this job, if you guys are interested, is the front end is not really standard CRUD application, as Marek said. Like there is a lot of interactivity. For example, we are doing the video editing by text. We are doing the live streaming where you can move the items around. So it's really an interactive application, and that's also what we will be looking for in the application. We would prefer a lot if you guys also had some previous experience with designing interactive applications like these, So if you work at tools like Miro or even Figma or any of these more complex interactive tools, you're definitely welcome, and hopefully we'll have fun. It's a bit more challenging, but also rewarding work where basically you're not working on generic application 1000, but or something quite a bit more interactive and something that you will not see every day on the web. So if you want to join, feel free.
Awesome. That was really really well said. Yeah, so I think that's it from us. It was actually 50 minutes or like 45 minutes, so it was a nice enough stream.
So actually perfect length.
Yeah, I will have so much stuff to cut out from this and the other streams as well, and there's so much stuff, man. I need the editor and everything to work. This is your motivation, guys.
Yeah, it's almost done. It's almost done, but just a few more days.
Nice.
Next stream we are going to be editing in the editor for sure.
Nice. Finally, that will be cool. I will be. Actually, with the local recording, I wasn't like using it as much, like almost at all. But this, I will be like the #1 tester. Which is good, I guess.
Yeah, that's great. Actually, this is the power of using your own tool. Like we get to discover all the bugs before the users. That will be good.
All right. So see you, everybody. I see someone just joined. That's a pity.
Too late.
We are leaving. I just need to figure out how to do it.
You can just click on the end live, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe you will have to wait a little bit. Mm-hmm. Don't press it twice.
What am I? Some kind of boomer, man? First time in the computer. It's not working. I'm gonna click again.
Actually, I have seen Johan doing exactly. Yeah, but he's like the young boomer, with the computer.
Sounds like a SoundCloud rap.